welcome to Meet Me Outside. This is your boy, Kunal. It's your boy, Dennis.
Hey.
It's your dog, Bruce, which you probably can't even see with the angle anyway. But, man, we are just about to embark on tour.
Yep, we're like 2 days out, 3 days out from leaving.
Right, all right. And
Salt of the earth.
yes, thank you to everybody who came out to Brokerage Comedy Club this weekend.
Except for...
Except for Kathleen McCaffrey. How about that? How about that? You thought I was going to pull names?
First and last name.
Yeah, first and last name. Yeah, you are a horrible person, truly. And you know what the thing is? She's a bad person. This is the woman who came up to me, and by the way, throughout the entire show, she was talking.
Talking throughout the entire show and not being discreet about it either.
No.
Because some people talk the whole show, but they're like this. They're very
Yeah. They just don't know how to whisper.
At least they're trying. At least they know they shouldn't be interrupting. This
Right.
woman thought we were in her television set.
Yes, right.
Yeah. I saw her try to mute me several times.
You said at one point, you're like, it looks like I'm being judged on The View.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
And-
the View rejects.
Right.
There's 3 women of different nationalities, so
Right.
already I'm furious.
Absolutely.
Look at you sitting together. You disgust me.
Yeah, what kind of bullshit university nonsense is this? What kind of pamphlet garbage is this?
What I didn't like about her...
They should have, they should have called it the rear view.
rear view?
Yeah, because the best years are behind them.
Oh, do we have this woman's email?
All the lines that I wanted to say to her are coming flooding in now.
Oh, absolutely. That's
Yeah.
what do they call it? The staircase syndrome, where you're back walking up the staircase to your apartment and you go, I should have said.
yeah. I didn't know how to name to it.
What I didn't like about
We just
her,
call them regrets.
she had that very much that like Long Island older woman drugged out look.
Yes, the wop. Like
Yeah.
her hair looked like she had been combing it with her hands, with just her
Yes.
fingers.
Like-
she doesn't
like
know
I
her-
do.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like she's like it was fanned out in some weird way.
Yeah, when you're losing your hair,
Yes.
as a man or a woman,
Right.
you gotta own it and you gotta just work with it. You can't like tease your hair out
Right.
to make this impression that you have a full head of hair. No one's buying it.
See, this is the thing. I take Propecia.
Do you?
Yes.
Are you losing your hair?
I mean, I'm not going to find out.
Is that why you just pull it straight up when you take your hair?
No, I don't. That's just how it happens when I sleep. But
Okay.
I take Propecia, I don't remember what the generic term
You
is.
rattle off 15 different prescriptions right now. It's not a big deal. I just take
Lexapros, Cetaphil. That's actually face cream. But like, yeah. So I take Propecia because I was seeing a little thinning up top, up here, and I was like, no.
Not me.
And I said no.
Not like this.
Not like this.
Not like this.
I'm not gonna go out like some bitch. Is what I said to myself. No, and this is the thing. My brother's got nothing but black hair. But
He's not going white like you?
no, he doesn't
going
have
white.
one white hair on his head. However, he's losing his hair,
Okay.
and you got to make the decision.
Uh-huh.
Now, this is the thing. When people go, "Oh man, you went gray early," and when I go, "Yeah, my brother is losing his hair," they're like, "Yeah, I'd rather go gray."
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you could. It's easier to dye your hair, which you don't need to.
I don't
think.
do anymore. I used
Someone, a female comic who we both know, who was on the show last night.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
it's a 50-50 shot now. She said to me twice now. She's like, "Kunal's got to lose that beard. In this business, you got to look young. You got to look pretty. He's got to lose that beard." And I was just like, "You think that's what's holding him back?"
I'm gonna tell you right now, Lori can go right to hell. How about that?
Lori who? Palmentary. First and last names.
Everyone's getting called out. Kathy McCaffrey, you're getting called out. You silly bitch.
Lori Palmentary, you're also on the shit list.
Yeah,
now.
you're also on notice. No, I mean, listen. This is the thing. She's not wrong.
She's not wrong, but
The beard does make me look older. Yes, I will not lie. I mean, I get that. The beard makes me look older. But when people say this to me, when they go, "That's what's holding him back in this business," let me tell you something. Not the case.
Yeah, no.
Okay? Because I was well shaven for a long time.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what happened to my phone. Not ringing.
Not ringing.
Not ringing.
Phone's not ringing.
Yeah.
You're like, let me grow out the beard.
Yeah.
Phone?
Still not ringing.
Still not ringing.
So guess what? I don't give a fuck. Now I'm just going to say and do as I please, and I don't give a fuck, okay? And this is the thing. All right, so yeah. So she's wrong about that.
Yeah, she's wrong about that. And also, she's definitely coming from the whole showbiz umbrella.
Right.
Where it's like, if you're going to be going out for acting roles, if you're
Sure.
going to be going out for commercials.
Sure.
It's like, yeah, they probably want you to look as young as you could look.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure me and you are very much like stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
It's all stand up.
But also, let me tell you something about this, the business in this, what we live in.
Let me tell you about the biz.
Let me tell you how it works here. You can see a picture of me without any facial hair. It's not difficult to find.
Right.
You know, it's very easy to locate. And the thing is, when somebody is a young-looking blonde woman, you can say this ridiculous shit. You can pop off this way. I don't like. It's a different story. Okay, it's not the same situation. Lori looks 12, but you know,
Yeah.
I don't have that situation. I'm an elder-looking Indian man. And
Lori,
I'm okay with that.
Lori says like he's got to lose the beard, and I'm like, what about me? What do
Yeah.
I need to do? And she's like, I don't
Yeah,
know,
I'll tell you.
know, maybe
What, like 50
maybe,
pounds? Everyone's got Dennis Rooney.
oh shit, yeah, I'm on the list too.
Yeah, everyone's being told.
It's like we're going on tour, but I'm not driving between cities. I'm running alongside the car. Like this is for your own best interest, Dennis.
Right, I don't.
You
even
need this.
I don't say it. God, you don't even know until we just leave the next day.
Yeah, you show up clean shaven. I'm like, this can't fare well for my weight loss
Why is
journey.
he wearing sweats? Yeah, no, I don't. It doesn't make a difference. So back to the show.
Yes.
We're doing the show. This woman is full on talking. And let me tell you something about people. I've said this before. When hecklers, and this is grown in this business of comedy, and we're not going to talk about it much. We'll move on to something else.
Sure.
But when it comes to hecklers are a failure of the show.
Yes.
It's a misstep somewhere along the way. I'm not saying the comedian on stage who's dealing with the hecklers is the problem.
Right.
I'm saying somewhere along the way, generally the host, but somewhere along the way, a heckler felt obligated to talk, and nothing was done about it.
They smelled weakness.
Exactly.
They smelled weakness
Or opportunity.
They said, I could get away with this. I
Right.
can make this about me.
Yes.
Maybe I could get the crowd to laugh at me, which
Right.
almost never happened. I
Never.
could probably count on one hand how many
Yeah.
times I've seen a heckler get laughs in a room.
I will say this, though. When a heckler gets laughs in the room, which, by the way, the chances are literally 3%.
Yeah, they're low.
3%. And even if it's funny, the comedian will still probably take them down.
Yeah.
Almost always. And so this woman feels obligated to talk during the goddamn show. You address it.
I said to her at one point, I said something like, what's going on over there? Just like, hey,
Yeah.
you ignore it for as long as you can until the whole room is going, hey, do you not hear them? Are you going
Right.
to say something?
Yeah.
Like, are you just going through the motions?
Right.
So, of course, I break off and I just start. I'm like, hey, the view rejects, rear view,
Right.
whatever.
Rear view
I didn't have
rejects.
that at the time,
I
but
would-
if I could go back.
Another staircase moment.
Staircase moment. So I said that, and she turned and she goes, oh, sorry, I wasn't listening. And I'm like, yeah, I know you weren't listening. That's
Right.
why I'm addressing you right now. Will you
Yeah.
please listen now
Yeah.
and shut your dirty whore mouth?
Did you say that?
No.
God damn it.
Staircase moment. I left it at, I did say, I know you weren't listening, and that got a good laugh.
Right.
And I'm sure I said something to shit on them.
I should have said, I'm going to tell you right now, even your nephew thinks low of you.
You didn't know at that point
I
yet,
didn't,
though,
but it's a
right?
staircase
Yeah,
moment.
staircase moment.
Yeah, but it's like, so she was like, oh, I'm just waiting to laugh. That's what she said during my set.
Uh-huh.
And, people were already laughing.
Yeah.
And, I did that whole thing where I go,
It was a good show.
Yeah.
It was a good show otherwise.
It would have been even better if this woman wasn't there. She
Yeah.
left during the show, and I thought she was gone. But she went out for a cigarette.
Yeah.
And she came back, which is like, man, to heckle somebody, leave and smoke a cigarette and come back.
She comes walking back and she's like, did it get any better, anybody? This didn't happen.
No, I know, but it's her staircase moment.
I thought about it outside while having a smoke, and fuck you. My nephew loves me. No, he doesn't.
No, you're a bitch.
You're a bitch.
So she came up to me afterwards and she's like, my nephew is a comedian. And,
That's something that happens too with hecklers, which is mind-boggling. It's
Yeah.
like the people who heckle you, whether it becomes kind of a fun exchange, we don't want it either way.
No.
But even if it does become a fun exchange,
Right.
or it's just like, please shut up,
Right.
they often want to come up to you after the show and talk to you.
Listen, when this is the thing, you see with comedy and videos, a lot of, and we'll get into that. They do want to talk to you, but a lot of comedians put up videos of them handling hecklers. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something right now. If you got your jokes off, you don't need heckler videos.
Yep.
That's it. That's what it comes down to. Fun riffs, sure. But when you are a comedian that exclusively puts up nothing but heckler videos, I'm going to tell you something right now. That means nobody gives a shit about your material.
Right.
That means the audience felt that you were shitty enough where they could interrupt you. Or you've built a reputation of being a person who deals with hecklers. And if that's your reputation, it also says that your act is not worth seeing.
It's a shortcoming of your act.
Right.
Because the act shouldn't give enough time for someone.
For example, Steve Hofstetter. We're just naming, let's
First and last name?
First and last name.
Well, Steve Hofstetter, he wouldn't be able to deny that, though.
Right.
I'm sure he accrued a lot of fans with those
Sure,
videos.
absolutely.
But and a quick aside about those videos, both Steve Hofstetter and other people posting them, it's always like, comedian annihilates racist heckler and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And then you watch the video and it's like the most mild altercation.
Yeah.
It's like someone ordered their chicken wings too loud.
Right.
And the fucking comedian doesn't even be funny about it. They just blow up on him.
Look at you. You're probably eating those chicken wings because you assume racist shit about other culture. You know what I mean? Like they're saying wild stuff.
It happens now on TikTok, too. I see everyone, because all comedians are filming their sets and they're all trying to create content.
Which is fine.
This
is what we're doing here. I get it.
But when you oversaturate the pool with that, you wind up seeing a lot of like comedians posting these videos where it's like, you're not even being funny in this video.
No. And
this was just a dumb exchange between you and an audience member.
Right. And it's like, if you're a certain comedian, like if you're like, me, I'd be like it'd be Indian comedian destroys racist heckler. Man, most of the time they're not racist. You know, you'll see like gay comedian destroys homophobic audience member. He's like, no, the guy's asking a question because he doesn't understand. Is he a heckler? Yes. Is he a homophobic heckler? No. Yeah. He just doesn't know. Just because this is a big misconception about people that they like to say this is like, oh, because you don't know, somehow you're the racist. Right. Somehow you're the sexist. Like, I'll ask questions about, like, if, for example, a friend who's like a female, and I'll ask them questions. I don't know how a goddamn woman's menstrual cycle works. Why the fuck would I know? Right? It's not my goddamn business. It's not.
You know what you need to know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know the basics.
I know what I need to know.
I don't need to know the names of the tubes and stuff.
I don't get it. Right. But I'll ask questions and not one of them will be like, you're a sexist piece of shit.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll explain it
It's
to
a
you.
learning moment.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what that comes down to.
It's a learning moment to avoid a staircase moment later.
Right, exactly.
What I should have told her was to get her ovaries checked.
So this woman comes up to me after me and she goes, this woman who was bothering both of us.
Yeah.
And she says, listen, you know, she said to me, she's like, my nephew's a comedian. And I know her
first
her
and last name. We already said it.
Yeah, I mean, I know Kevin McCaffrey. He's a funny guy, and it's just like he told me. He's like, this woman she's nuts.
Yeah,
you know, she's just nuts. She's like, before we continue the conversation, and he said this to me, before we continue the conversation, you need to know that she wasn't invited to my wedding.
That speaks volumes.
That's all I need to know.
Yeah, that's all you need to know.
And that's a testament to how smart Kevin is, because he literally goes, she wasn't invited to my wedding, and now I know everything I need to know. When you're a family member and you don't get invited to the wedding.
Here's a staircase moment, but you didn't have the information yet.
Yeah.
She comes up to you and you're like, oh, were you able to come out tonight because you were avoiding another niece's or nephew's wedding that you didn't get invited to? You dumb bitch.
You dumb bitch.
Everything just gets tagged with, you dumb bitch.
Yeah, that's what I should have done.
Yeah.
Right. No, but that's what it is, man. It's so don't do that. Don't call out. Don't yell out. Don't do any of that shit. Sit the fuck down. You know, man, if you don't like the show, leave.
Yeah.
Truly.
Walk out.
Yeah. Have you ever walked out of a movie?
I walked out of one movie.
So have I.
What was the movie?
I'm asking you first.
Seraphim Falls.
That doesn't even sound real.
It sounds like, it was one of the, dude, it was a movie.
Paint me the situation.
Pierce Brosnan? Is that his name?
It's
the
Pierce,
old golden eye?
Old golden eye. The old eye.
He is, okay, wait, did you see The Power of the Dog this year?
No, I didn't.
Oscar Darling, 11 nominations, only one win.
Right. Right. What does that say?
It was kind of like that, where it was a Western, but it was super fucking boring.
Okay.
This movie was so boring.
Oh, that's with Jesse Plemons and Kirsten Dunst.
That's the new one, Power of the Dog.
Right.
Yeah. This Seraphim Falls could have been the prequel. That's how also boring it was.
Okay.
But I was with my girlfriend at the time.
What year?
2006.
Okay, that's fine.
2006, 2007. And I'm with my girlfriend, and we hadn't had sex yet. And I was like, let's get out of this movie.
I love how you like to whisper things. Yet you're still into a microphone.
I don't want everyone to know about it, so listen very carefully.
Right. First and last name. No.
No.
I know.
Pierce Brosnan, I told you already.
You saw the movie with your girlfriend, Pierce Brosnan?
I don't know about you, but Pierce is getting me fucking hot and heavy. You want to get out of here and take care of this? This boring-ass, dusty-ass movie.
Right. What genre?
It was a Western.
Okay,
But it
right.
was like, there was nothing going on in this movie. I think I've since like read the Wikipedia page. Just boring. Nobody liked this fucking movie. And but I was like, even as a young kid, I'm like, I'll go see the.
How old are you at this time?
16.
Okay, 16.
16, maybe 17.
Right.
But like, big fan of movies, big fan of like, independent film, which is what
Right.
this was. It wasn't some huge blockbuster.
Were you trying to have sex with your girlfriend at the time?
All the time.
Okay.
All the time. But also like kind of trying to have sex, but then
Yeah.
not like just pushing the
Were you
point of it.
pushing? Were you pushing for action in the theater?
I was like pushing rope. Oh, I forget the fucking phrase. Trying to play pool with a string of rope. That's what it was.
Trying to play pool with a string of rope.
Limp dick. You can't get your hard.
Oh.
It's like when you can't, like if you have whiskey dick.
Yeah.
That's what thing. You've never heard that?
No, I haven't.
It's like trying to play pool with a string of rope.
Oh, trying to
Think
play.
about it. Yeah, you can't. You know what I mean?
I get it. My
Oh.
God. That's like such a lot. So many words. You know what I mean?
Irish people, they either have it or they don't, and I
Yeah.
don't. You know what I mean?
I thought pushing rope was the term. That's it.
Wow, that must have been the Italians that
Yeah.
trimmed off all the fat.
They
They,
got rid-
took the fun out of it, though. There's no
No.
billiards reference or anything?
Why are they gonna be a billiards reference?
So anyway, the movie didn't work, and then
Yeah.
neither did my penis when I got back to the house. Too much pressure. Too much.
Really? Oh,
I
you-
did the thing.
So you went back and tried to have sex?
went back,
Yeah.
and it was on the table, and
Wait,
it didn't
you-
happen.
Like literally on the table?
No. Like it was like we
Yeah.
were both like okay,
Yeah.
because we're also 16, 17.
Sure.
It's like you don't have a time and a place all the time.
No, you got to do it when you can find time for the parents to not be in the house.
Parents are asleep already.
Who? Yours?
My parents were back at my place.
Right. Okay.
Her parents think we're still at the movie, so we got like another hour. We left
Right.
after like 40 minutes. It was like a 2
Oh,
hour
so this
plus
was
movie.
the game plan.
No, it wasn't the game plan to leave the movie early, but it was
Right.
like, hey, this movie sucks.
Yeah.
You know what would be better?
Right.
Failing to have sex. You know what would be better? Giving myself a stigma for the next 4 years.
You know what would be better? Shame.
That's what it was. It was pretty much.
Yeah.
But I also made the huge mistake, and I mean, I know you had your dick sucked 5 years previous on a Queens rooftop.
Absolutely.
I didn't know you yet, but I knew I had to catch up
Yeah.
to somebody.
Why don't you take a look behind you and this tells
Maybe
you everything you
if
need to
I
know.
had this view, I'd have been fucking rock solid.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did the thing, which looking back, just so dumb. I had never even tried on a condom.
Oh.
I had never done just a dry run, like
Right.
let me get my penis hard and see how putting a
Sure.
condom is.
Yeah.
So I'm like sweating in the bathroom trying to put on this condom, and I've never done it before.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, there's no way it's supposed to feel this tight. There's no way that it's
Was it
supposed
like
to feel
what
this
was
tight.
it like a small? What were you rocking?
No, it was a regular condom. I got a
Okay.
regular penis.
Okay,
It
rocking.
should have been. Even now, when I wear condoms, I'm like, this can't be.
You know what would be so funny if you just tied a knot over the it was a long way and you tied a knot. Like this doesn't seem right.
I just wrapped it around
Yeah,
and
like,
pulled it.
you made it like a tie.
like
You
I
put
was tying my shoes.
like a Windsor knot
Yes,
with the condoms
yes,
hanging
exactly.
down your dick.
It's supposed to. Well, that'll keep your penis hard, right?
Yeah,
I've seen those videos where
That's how
some
the
dude's got like a
blood-
cock ring on.
Yeah.
This way they can't get unhard.
Right.
That's terrifying to me too.
Have you ever used a cock ring?
Hell no. Have
Oh,
you?
I have.
Really?
Yes.
Is there one in this apartment right now?
No. This-
What, you got disposable cock rings?
you can buy disposable.
One and done? You're
Yeah,
lying
I
to
kid
me.
you not. You could buy a disposable cock ring. Yeah, it's like you don't.
Where? The
CV
gas station?
CVS.
CVS has cock rings.
Yeah. I bought a cock ring at CVS.
This is. What do they call them? What's the CVS term?
I don't know.
Where can I find the cock rings? They're next to the birth control aisle 7.
They're more tame. It's calamari ring.
I can't believe you could buy a cock ring.
Yeah, you could buy a cock
I
ring.
didn't know.
Yeah, so you go back to
Wait, hold on. No.
No. Let's finish this.
All right,
up.
let's finish mine.
Yeah.
I mean, multiple. Get the penis on. I get my fake penis on. I get the condom. I realize the real penis ain't gonna do the trick.
Yeah.
I go and I
pull the strap on out.
I pull the strap on out. I wrap it on.
You know what'd be so funny? You were wearing it backwards. I turn it around front.
I take the fake penis that's clenched between my butt cheeks out. I put it on top of my real penis.
Right.
Um,
Like a mask.
You know what was something that I thought was interesting before we had sex too, or before we failed to have sex?
Yeah.
She was like, you have condoms? I was like, yeah, I do have condoms.
Well,
And she
yes.
goes, let me see these condoms. Like she thought I was going to pull out like a Ritz cracker or something. She's like, oh, Dennis, that's not, we can't use that.
A Ritz cracker.
That's a Ritz cracker. Like, oh, shit, it is.
And you buy it. Turns out you were right. And it's a low sodium one, not even the good kind.
I pull out. I'm like, no. You empty the Ritz crackers out of the sleeve. You use the sleeve as the condom. She's just shaking her head. She's like, "Do you have a fake penis somewhere that we could utilize?"
Well, actually.
And but I thought that was so hours. She's like, "Let me see these condoms."
Okay.
And she studied the shit out of them.
What
They
kind
were
of
Trojans.
Trojan? What kind?
The super sensitive ones, the silver gray ones. I think. Because
Your
even as a kid, I was like,
Yeah.
this is gonna suck.
boy need as little protection as possible.
That did scare me too, though. Where I was
Yeah.
like, do they have extra thick ones just in case?
Yeah.
No, they don't.
They've got the
I've only ever bought one kind of condom. That kind.
They've got spermicidal lubricant. They've got the
I've heard
ones
of that.
the
That's for like a real anxious person, I think, right?
I've used those for basically a long time. Then they got the ones where it'll like numb your dick.
I don't like that either, though.
I need it.
You need it?
Oh, your boy.
You'll pop too fast?
Absolutely.
Oh, not me.
I
No.
land on impact. They call my shit asteroid dick.
'Cause
On impact.
no one's ever called you your dick ass. Have they?
No,
Maybe.
nobody's ever called me asteroid.
But we can dream.
Yeah,
we all have
can.
dreams.
It's a
you know what I
staircase.
mean?
It's a staircase.
It's a staircase moment.
Yeah. You know, if I just text the girl, if you just call me asteroid dick.
Yeah, put it on her. Be
Yeah.
like, I only have one request in the bedroom, and that's to you refer to my piece as Astro Dick, and you won't do it. I'll do anything you want. You
Yeah.
won't call my dick Astro Dick.
So she studies the condom.
She studies the condom. She approves of the condoms.
Right.
We get into bed. We fool around. I'm
Right.
like, I'm gonna go put on this condom, but because I've never done it before, I'm like, I'm
What
gonna
do you
go
mean
put
by fool around?
heavy petting.
Heavy
Take
pet-
your clothes off and shit. What do you mean?
Heavy petting.
Heavy petting. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Fucking
God, you're so tame. It's
foreplay.
beautiful. Yeah. No. I mean, like you're going down on her. You know what I mean?
No.
Okay.
Never went down on her.
Yeah. All
I
right.
don't think I
well,
ever went down on her. Maybe that was the problem.
Yeah. Maybe that was.
Ritz crackers. I'm
Yeah.
going down on her. There's crumbs everywhere.
You're sitting in the car later texting Pierce.
So because I've never put a condom on, I can't do it in
You
the.
didn't see it in health class?
We never did that in health class.
Really?
We never did it.
Okay.
I only saw it in movies where they'd have a banana, and even
Yes.
then, I mean, it's a hack joke, but like a banana you were using, my dick is not that big. Maybe if we're using those little baby bananas that you get in like the the Korean supermarket.
Oh my God.
So now I'm like running out to the
You run
hallway bathroom
Yeah.
naked, trying to keep this erection because I'm
Right.
super nervous. I'm
course.
also like the last one of my friends to lose my virginity.
Right, absolutely.
So they're constantly getting on me about it,
Yeah.
and I'm like, this needs to happen. Like this needs to
Right.
happen. Needs to happen. Needs to happen.
Right.
And like finally, after two, I think the first two, I either
2 condoms?
like 2 of them, I was like, these can't be.
Right. And you
Something's
throw 'em
not
away.
right. Throwing them away.
Yeah.
The third one I get on, I get back in, and I just immediately start. I can't keep it up. I just start losing my erection.
You're already in her though, right?
no,
Not even in her.
no. Trying to like it was too.
What is she saying?
It was like pushing rope.
Yeah.
She's like, it's okay,
Oh.
it's fine.
Ah.
She was not, very
Yeah.
supportive and shit. And then,
course.
but also we're on kind of a deadline.
Yeah.
Where it's like I know her mom's gonna be here to pick her up at like 11:30 or something.
Right.
Now it's like 11:05,
Yeah.
11:10, 11:15.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Every time a girl has said to me, "Hurry up," I'll last forever.
Meanwhile, you just said you pop on impact.
But that's the only thing.
All asteroid
That's
dick.
the only thing that really slows it down.
Yeah.
If a girl goes, "Hurry up,"
Hurry up.
Yeah.
Put a deadline on it.
yeah. Then I'm like, no.
Nothing makes me push off work more than knowing that I have to have it done by a certain amount of time.
Oh no. Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
But you can't get started.
Couldn't even get started.
Right.
And whatever, we kind of just give up on it. Never had sex with her.
Really?
Broke up before we went to college then. And that stigma lasted with me for a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that was like you remember in Stand By Me, the pie vomit story?
No.
You don't remember that?
No, I don't.
All right, this fat kid gets shamed by the
Yeah.
whole town for being fat, and then he enters this pie eating contest, and he intentionally makes himself sick, which in turn makes all the pie eating contestants sick, which in turn has the audience. It ends with just everyone vomiting all over each other, and this is his like revenge. But that stuck with him forever, and that stuck with me for a long. I'm over it now.
Yeah. For those who can't see, Dennis is shaking furiously. He's trying to put a condom on. It doesn't make any sense.
I love how I'm clearly over it. Meanwhile, it's
Yeah.
like we had things to talk about, and I just railroaded us into talking about the
No,
first time I didn't have sex.
I wanted to hear it. No, see, this is
Yeah.
the thing. When I was in high school and my friends were like, you have sex ed. Did you have sex ed? I told them no.
You lied to him
I lied to them.
because you were felt what, dirty?
No, yeah, I felt like it was like, man, I this is the thing.
When you had sex that young, did you feel like you're like, I'm maybe a little too young for
no,
this?
because this is the thing. My best friend had lost his virginity at 9.
Jesus Christ.
I know.
9?
9.
I don't even think I had erections when I was 9.
Well,
I didn't have them when I was 17. You heard?
Yeah, he was 9 years old when he lost his virginity. Man, I'm gonna put that on a remix.
That was the noise Chris Rock made when he realized no one was going to do anything about the slap. He was like,
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, but it was consensual,
they
though.
teasing me. They teasing me.
It was consensual, though? It was between him and another 9-year-old?
An 8-year-old.
For some reason, 9 sounds so much older when you put it next to an 8-year-old. Like,
it's only one number up.
9 years old, I was like, that's really young. But
Yeah.
like, hey, man, when I was 9, I was reading books and shit. You know, I was reading like Stephen King books, like watching movies I shouldn't have been watching maybe. But then you say 8 years old, and it's like, that 9-year-old's a pedophile.
Yeah, man.
Disgusting.
So I felt like I had lost mine late compared to him.
Yeah.
But then when you get to high school and you find out all your friends are virgins, they're 17, 18 years old, and they're virgins. And you know how they're like, oh, did you lose your virginity yet? And I go, no. And then, you know what I mean? They say that, and I'm like, no. And they're like, and then some of them had, right? They lost it like that year, like senior year.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you got to lose your virginity. And because I know I'd already lost my virginity, now I'm just like, they're trying to tease me.
Yeah.
You know, the same way your friends are teasing you. They're teasing me, and I'm just like, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like water off a duck's back.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't care.
I know something you don't know.
Yeah, guess what? I was fucking years before you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. While you're playing with super soakers, I was super soaking.
I was getting super soaked. 13-year-old pussy.
Yeah.
You'll never have that.
Yeah.
I had it, and it was okay.
And it was terrible.
It was allowed.
Yeah.
You'll never have it because it's not allowed. I've tasted the forbidden fruit, and I got away with it.
No staircase moment here. Yeah. So, yeah, man. It was
a raunchy episode.
It is a raunchy
This is
episode.
oof.
But, yeah, so it's like, yeah, man, that's a rough situation to be in.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll leave it for when I eventually go to therapy, I'll just have tons of things to unload. But I'll just send them clips from the podcast instead of like doing notes. You know what I mean?
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Get my money's worth.
Yeah. So
have you ever used an alternative to regular condoms to like, what are they, rubber, I guess, but like a sheepskin condom?
I've used a sheepskin.
Tell me about this.
I was
Does it have a picture of a sheep on the box?
I don't remember, but I had to use a sheepskin condom with this girl because she was allergic to latex.
Right.
And I felt so uncomfortable about it. Because this is the thing, I lost my virginity at 13, I felt like I didn't use a condom then. So it wasn't any
it'd be hilarious if you did though. Like you lost your virginity at 13, but you were still super like cautious about it.
The reason I am the way that I am now, where I'm like sometimes I can be very OCD about things, is all because of losing my virginity at 13.
Right,
Yeah. It like made me feel very unclean. It made me feel very like nervous. I thought I'd gotten an STD for years.
For years?
For years, dude.
Why? What was going on?
No, nothing. I just felt like I'd gotten one. Like I didn't know. You
didn't really know what STDs were really.
No,
you didn't know like a list of them and their side effects.
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know all
you
that.
thought something could be lurking for years and years.
Yeah, I thought something could be lurking for me. I just felt like.
Well, I had that moment too where like at some point I saw a doctor about something and they were like, do you have any STDs? And I was like, no, but I mean, I also haven't had sex in like 18 months. Like wouldn't something. And they're like, well, if you've noticed no difference, then like you're fine. And I was like, whew, thank God.
See, this is the thing. I had to go. When I finally, at 17, 18 years old, I had a girlfriend now. And, we were going to have sex. I know this. Yeah. And I went to a clinic. And I went to like one of these. This is the thing. Before urgent care and all these
walk-in places.
Walk-in places. They used to be walk-in clinics, right? And walk-in clinics before urgent care were few and far between. So I one day...
Also like way sketchier, right?
Much sketchier.
Yeah, very
So
sketchy.
I went to a walk-in clinic in Jamaica, Queens. So I was supposed to go to school that morning, and I skipped school that day. So I took the bus to deep Jamaica, Queens.
How old are you again now?
Now I'm 17 years old.
Okay.
And for like 4 years now, I'd been nervous that I had developed some sort of STD.
You walk into the walk-in clinic, you're surrounded by shady people,
Yeah.
and you're just like... I had sex 4 years ago with a 13-year-old.
It completely comes. Everyone's just like a guy doing heroin's like, ugh.
Yeah. I repeat, 4 years ago, I was also young.
Yeah. So I'm sitting in this waiting room, and you got to realize, man, this is like the waiting room looks like a school cafeteria.
Yeah.
Like the green tile. You know what I mean? Very
Oh
cold.
man, I remember that green tile.
Yeah, very cold, very just like sketchy individuals.
How'd the receptionist treat you?
We're talking behind a glass window, man.
Yeah.
It was like a Chinese restaurant in the hood. You know, like there were scratches on the glass, and I was like, I need to get an STD test. And she was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, put your name down. And I was like, I got to write my name on this thing? Like, I'm nervous that I got to put my name down, and someone's going to see this, you know?
Asteroid dick.
First of all, it was A.Dick.
A.Dick.
Yeah, a dick.
A dick.
So I'm now filling out the thing, and they call me, and I'm in the back now, and you got to realize something. Years ago, so at this point I'm 17 years old, so we should probably say that, 17 years ago, even longer, like 20 years ago. I'm 37, so it's 20 years ago.
Right.
The medical procedures for testing for some of the STDs were archaic. If you needed to get a test for, I think, gonorrhea, they had to swab the inside of your dick with a Q-tip.
Oh,
dry Q-tip is how they'd swab the inside of your dick to find out if you had gonorrhea.
Would you have to get hard first?
I mean, I walked in stiff as a fucking... Your boy was Louisville slugging.
You're like, listen, I'm 17. I brushed up against a woman on the subway. I've been hard for 3 hours. I don't know what to tell you.
You got to deal with this. I call my shit Cialis dick, baby. This shit... So so they swab the inside. And this is the other thing about people don't know this is 20 years ago, if you had to get an AIDS test, now if you need an AIDS test, 15 minutes.
Right, very quick.
Very quick.
How long did you have to wait?
4 weeks.
4 fucking weeks?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. So imagine having to sit there for you're basically every day. If I wasn't worried before, now, it's one thing to think you have an STD and there's no symptoms, because now it's your mind playing tricks on you. But now, in 4 weeks, you will know whether or not you have AIDS.
Right.
And that, to me, was terrifying.
Did they make you talk to a counselor before or like after you... What do they even do? They draw blood?
They draw blood, yeah.
Okay, so they draw blood. Do they make you speak to a counselor? Or when you go to find out, do they make you speak to a counselor?
You speak to a counselor about your sexual history.
But I mean, like, do they do the whole... Because I have a friend of mine used to do a joke about getting the AIDS test, and he's like... In that 30 minutes nowadays that you got to wait, or 15 minutes or whatever, they have you talk to a counselor, like, what are you going to do if you do have AIDS?
Right.
And very funny joke. He doesn't do it anymore because he doesn't do comedy. But he says, well, you're supposed to say I'm going to start a foundation to help people with this problem as well. Meanwhile, the reality is, like, I'm going to fucking find out who gave it me and I'm going to kill him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I won't say the name, even though we're doing full names today.
Yeah,
but so does the counselor talk to you about that, though? Like, what are you going to do if you have it?
Yeah, they ask you that, like, what are you going to do if you have AIDS? And I go...
Kill myself.
Yeah, I mean, like, my life is over.
Yeah.
I'm 17
in the 90s.
Yeah, like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, I think it might have been a little bit past. It was like 2000, 2001.
Okay.
Right. But still, we just left the 90s.
You had already lived through Y2K.
Yeah. You know
and
what
now
I mean?
you got to deal with this shit?
Y2K, nothing happens. And then now this?
Nothing happened again, right?
No, so
when you heard about 9/11, you're like, surely it's...
I'm here to tell you, I have it. Kunal Arora has AIDS. No.
You do? Get the fuck away from me. Yeah.
No, so, man, 4 weeks every day is just a mental, nervous situation.
You're asking your mom, you're like, would you still love me if I had AIDS? She's like, get out of my kitchen. Get out of my kitchen.
Get out of my house. Yeah, so 4 weeks goes by, and you have to come back in.
Yeah, they can't do it by phone, right?
Yeah, they don't do phone calls. Now, if you get an AIDS test, they'll email you. You log in. Done.
AIDS.com?
Yes. .org.
.org.
Yeah, let's be a little more. .gov.
I've never gotten the AIDS test.
AIDS.who.
Yeah, I've never gotten the AIDS test.
Yeah.
But, I think I'd know by now if I had it, though.
Yeah, I'm sure. But,
You know what I mean?
you will, so those 4 weeks go by, and you're fucking every day you're shitting bricks.
Yeah.
And I come back in, I just skip school again. I go in there, and they tell you got no STDs. And this is how, man, you got to realize 4 years nervous, wondering if I had something.
Yeah.
Now they're going, you got no STDs. And I start rattling them off, and I go, herpes? They're like, no. Syphilis? No. Gonorrhea? No.
They're like, what's wrong with you, dude?
Yeah,
You need to go speak to somebody else about your fucking weird brain.
Yeah. I'm like flipping out. I'm like,
Yeah.
nothing? And now I start to feel embarrassed because I felt years I had spent feeling ashamed that I'd gotten an STD. Dude, sometimes I wouldn't even sit on a bike seat while riding a bike because I thought it made the STDs worse.
I don't want this jarring something loose in my butthole or my penis.
Yeah, I felt so odd and weird and awkward for years.
Meanwhile, and this isn't like you said, it's 0102.
Yeah.
But it's not pre-internet, but it's not the internet we have today where it's like you can go onto Reddit and be like, hey, I need the opinions of 1,000 people on something.
Yes.
And not just from WebMD.
I used to have this joke where I said that I would go to I went to the library and you couldn't, like this, back in the day when you wanted information, there was no Google to ask discreetly. You looked at a woman's face and you said, I need information on sexually transmitted disease. I need to know how to get rid of a baby. Like, you ask these questions to another human being, which now you could easily just type, and the only people that know it is the entire organization of Google. But outside of that, looking at someone face to face made it a lot worse.
Yeah, a lot worse. You could feel that judgment. Yeah, a librarian back in the day was almost like a pharmacist.
Yeah.
Because like people forget with pharmacists.
That's a very good point.
You don't just give them your prescriptions and they fill them. You're supposed to be able to ask them like, hey, these are my symptoms. What should I be taking?
Right.
You know what I mean? They fucking go through school and all this shit.
Yeah.
Utilize them. You know what I mean?
To end up working at CVS.
To end up working at CVS. But I'm sure they make great money.
And
benefits and stuff. I'm sure they could steal drugs pretty easily. Get those Vicodins.
Right.
But then you have the librarians who have to field questions about all kinds of things.
Absolutely.
Based off the Dewey Decimal System.
Right.
It's a lot of...
I wonder what stories librarians would tell.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if your librarian tells that story.
Oh, my God. She's on a podcast.
So there's 14...
She's on the podcast. Kunal Arora.
Kunal Arora.
Wild OCD.
Yeah. I confiscated his library card for a few weeks after that one. Teach him a lesson.
Yeah. Don't show up here with your filthy questions, your perverse ways.
Feeling worried about something like that though is the worst. I've definitely had a lot of anxiety in the past after having sexual interactions with people who I didn't even think were like sketchy.
Yeah.
But they hammer the condom thing into your head so hard that anytime I ever had sex with a girl without a condom, even after like, dating for a few weeks where it's like, hey, you could ditch the condom. Still then, like I can't sleep at night. It's all I could think about.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Even now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. But I hate using condoms, so it's like it's the yin and the yang.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
No, of course.
I think it's worth it at the end of the day to enjoy the sex.
The fact that you're using condoms like Windsor knots doesn't help.
Yeah. I got to watch another YouTube video on how to. I brought the banana into the bedroom. I don't understand how it played a role.
You left the banana in her. It's like pushing bananas to play pool.
It's like pushing a ripe banana into a smoothie machine.
It's like pushing a plantain into.
What are plantains? Really?
I have no idea.
What are they except for?
I call them Latin bananas.
I call them juiced up bananas. Yeah.
Yeah. The roided bananas.
Yeah. So what else we got?
Let's push the tour real quick while we're here. So
are you worried? I had a dumb worry last night about the tour because I was going over the name in my head, Salt of the Earth, Salt of the Earth. Oh. I hope that doesn't insult anybody.
Why?
Because Salt of the Earth is supposed to be like common folk. Right?
We're salt of the earth.
We are. That's the whole point of the tour name. But I don't want them to think like, oh, New York's... Because I've had that before.
What kind of woke bitch have you become?
Way too woke bitchy.
Yeah, you're like, I wonder if anyone's upset
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
What's wrong with you?
Listen, if Chris Rock gets slapped, who knows what could happen to me, all
Nobody's
right?
smacking you.
You don't think so?
There is no... The only... like me, yes.
Have you ever been rushed on stage?
No. I've had stuff thrown at me.
What do you have thrown at you? Ice cubes?
Might have been a candle.
A lit candle?
No, like the fake one.
Okay.
Yeah, those fake plastic ones.
Did they take out the little candlette thing, or they threw the whole glass?
No, there was no glass. It was just a candlette.
That's really insulting.
Yeah, why?
To have a tiny little piece of plastic thrown at you?
I mean, I'll take it. I once saw... I remember being at a concert at a Warped Tour, and somebody got hit. It was a member of NoFX got hit in the head with a battery.
Jesus. Oh, a battery will leave a mark.
Yeah.
Even a AAA.
But no, he got hit with a battery, and it was like a AA.
Yeah.
And he was like, and he held the battery. He's like, "You pussies, you know." He's like, "If you were a real man, you would have thrown a D." And I was like, Jesus Christ.
You just see a ton of D batteries. They're fun. All right, I'm sorry. I take it back. I didn't mean it.
So he gets hit with a boombox.
There's something so funny about people getting hit in the face with things.
When it's a hard object.
Like a thrown thing.
Yeah. You know what I like? When it's a half-filled bottle of water.
Yeah, because it doesn't really hurt them, but it makes like a good bounce off.
Yeah.
Because the water sloshes inside.
Yeah, it really carries well.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've never been rushed. Have you been rushed?
I got rushed on stage one time, really. One time.
How long ago?
In the last 3 years, right before quarantine, I'd say. I was doing a restaurant on Long Island, like a restaurant bar.
Yeah.
Small crowd. And I went up, and as I like to do, if I'm anywhere besides like a normal venue, I start talking about the venue. I start talking about the neighborhood.
Right.
This particular neighborhood was Long Beach, Long Island.
Right.
And if you know Long Beach, those people are really drinking their own Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
They think they're their own, they're the city by the beach.
Right, yes.
Who cares? All right? You're still 45 minutes away from New York City.
Long Beach.
Yeah.
Full names.
Long Beach.
Everyone's getting named out.
So I go up and I start kind of shitting on the town, but in a friendly way. I wasn't being too aggressive. I know what I'm doing up there, you know.
Right.
But this guy just starts beelining for the stage. And I think he's going to walk past me.
How tall is he?
I mean, he's maybe 5'8", 5'9". He's not like a huge dude or anything.
Strong looking dude?
Sketchy looking. Tweaker looking.
I'll take what would you take first? Sketchy or physically fit?
Physically fit. I'll take that because if they beat the shit out of me, it doesn't look good because this guy looks like he's prepared to beat the shit out of people.
Yeah.
And also, if I stand up to him, I can be very vocal. And the minute he throws a punch, he's being the smaller person for getting physical about it.
Right. Sketchy people are like they've got
sketchy. They could do who knows what they could do.
They're like chimps.
Yeah.
They've got nothing to lose. They fight dirty. There's no end.
They throw their own shit at you.
Yeah. To be honest, they could.
They could.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Sure.
But I'm also like the way there's no stage. I'm just a guy with a microphone next to the front door.
Right.
So in my head, I'm like, oh, this guy's. I mean, he's kind of being a dick. He should have used the side exit, but he's probably just going out the front door to have a cigarette or something.
Right.
But he doesn't go out the front door. He comes right up to your boy Dennis Rooney.
Yeah.
And the mic is still in the stand. I'm rocking the mic in the mic stand for a moment, holding both the mic and the stand, and he just grabs it and starts like saying like, "I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something about Long Beach. I'll tell you something." And here's where Dennis Rooney loves the police comes in. One of the producers of the show is a police officer.
Great.
And he went into instant cop mode, walked up on the stage, grabbed this guy by the shoulder, and just very much did like a, all right, buddy, that's enough. And like pulled him off and took him out to the parking lot.
Yeah.
And then I was able to be like, I parlayed it back into the set. I was like, well, now that my body is coursing with adrenaline.
Now, another thing about this shithole called Long Beach.
Yeah, right? Just double down?
Yeah, double down.
Fuck you! I knew you couldn't handle it! Pussy! Sensitive! Go wave! Go wave! Surf! Oh my god. My brain is fried after the past 2 nights of shows, I gotta be honest with you.
I got it.
Dealing with Kevin McCaffrey's aunt.
Full names.
Full names. But yeah, that was the only time I ever got rushed to the stage. But it was over before it started almost. I didn't have time to worry about it. Mm-hmm. And luckily I didn't get smacked.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
of course.
Yeah. But that won't happen on this tour.
No.
Even though we are coming to the salt of the earth.
Yeah, we're salt of the earth people, man.
We are salt of the earth
people. We're good people. We're not assholes. We're being, you know what I mean?
But I've experienced sometimes when I've gone on the road, maybe down south of the Midwest, where like they hear you're from New York and they're already like, oh, this guy thinks he's better than us.
Right.
And it's like, no, not at all.
No.
I'm sleeping on a couch tonight to do comedy in your city.
Yeah, also, you know what I mean? Like, where's Queens going to come in with this arrogance? You know what I mean? Where's the Valley Stream, where you're from, is going to come in?
That's right.
Yeah.
Queens is not arrogant. Queens is
we're
not
not
Manhattan.
arrogant.
No.
Not arrogant people. So, yeah, we're going to be in Richmond when this episode comes out. Richmond, Virginia, Sandman Comedy Club, April 6th. April 7th, we're now going to be in Winston-Salem.
Winston-Salem at Radar Brewery.
Yeah, we're going to be at the Radar Brewery. Come check that out if you listen to the podcast. Also, Friday and Saturday we'll be in Asheville.
North Carolina.
Right. On Sunday we'll be in Louisville, Kentucky, Planet of the Tapes. Tuesday we'll be in Columbus, Ohio. Wednesday, Cleveland, Ohio. and Thursday will be Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Columbus, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh. Those are going to be fun shows, and they're not enormous venues. So hit us up on Instagram. Find out the details of the show. Come out to those shows. They're going to be fun.
You could actually go to all the ticket information. And some of the shows are like, pay what you can, or they're free or whatever.
Sure.
They're all at All Day KCA. Every link, if you got to email me, everything is all there. Click and available. It's under shows. It's All Day, ALLDAYKCA.com.
Not Asteroid Dick. Do not get confused.
I tried to register it. Not available.
Taken?
The
Chinese?
Absolutely.
And if you can't make it out to one of those shows, excuse me. If you can't make it out to one of those shows, hit us up if you want a poster. The posters came in. They're beautiful. They're moving. They're hot off the press. Get your hands on one.
Yeah, it's made off the, what's the painting it's originally framed off of?
American Gothic.
Right.
It's a play on American Gothic.
Yeah, it's a really nice idea. So do that. Also, shout out to people in Australia, Canada, the UK, Germany, and Italy for tuning in. Also, LA, Bellevue, Nebraska. New amount of listeners from there as well. Chicago is also up on that list too. Sydney's still up on that list as well. And, specifically Brooklyn. New York City, let's get some more listeners out in the Queens region, please. Also, I want to throw this out there for all the listeners who are listening to the podcast. New thing that I'm doing.
Okay.
If you share the podcast, for sharing the podcast, I will randomly select 3 people to get a free copy of my album.
Draw 4?
Draw 4.
That's a deal.
That's a deal. Usually I sell them for $10 a pop at shows. I'm not doing that. For anyone, 3 randomly selected people who share this episode will be given a copy of the album. I'll email you or I'll DM you if I see proof that you, or send me tag me or tag Dennis.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your IG handle?
Follow me on Instagram at Dennis Rooney 7. Share this episode, all right?
Yeah.
I want people to know about the first time I didn't have sex.
Don't share any other episode.
Yeah.
Just this
one.
Yeah, so do that. I want you to share the episode. If I will select 3 random people, I will message you. As long as we're tagged, as long as one of us are tagged, so I could see that you shared it, or send me a screenshot of it. I will select 3 random people. I'll send you a copy of my album, a download link, and the code, and you'll get a copy of Draw 4.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have nothing to offer you, so just do what he said, and he'll make good on it, all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we got that. Of course, the tour. Check out the tour. It's coming around. I'm really excited about that. And
can't wait.
We've danced around a little bit about the mention attacking comedians and so on and so forth. We'll talk about the Will Smith, Chris Rock thing right now. What are your thoughts?
I can't believe he didn't get kicked out, man. I mean, I know he's a huge star.
Right. Well, they knew he won, right?
They knew he was going to. Yeah, but it's like, mail it to him then. You cannot. I know, and I've heard other people say, like, oh, it was only a slap. I don't care if he poked him in the chest. You don't get physical with somebody.
What do you mean it's only a slap?
Exactly, it's only a slap.
That's nuts.
Wars have been started over a slap.
Absolutely.
I don't know if that's true, but I'm sure they have.
Man, they've been started for a lot less.
Yeah, right? A slap escalates into a worldwide nuclear war.
Oh.
Yeah. You can't get physical. It was a weak joke.
Right.
But you know what? Chris Rock isn't doing one of his stand-up shows. He's doing the host thing. We talk about it all the time. Yeah. When you're hosting something, play the role. Do your thing. Do what you got to do.
But man, it does. Okay, so that's your thought. It's just he should have been thrown out.
He should have been thrown out. Right. That joke made it past probably a dozen producers already.
Maybe. Yeah.
It wasn't a great joke, but it's not offensive. Alopecia is not some big fucking problem. Who cares? I'm sorry if you got alopecia. I don't give a shit.
Right. Okay.
I don't care. I don't
like
feel bad for you.
Your full head of hair is talking that
Listen,
shit.
Alopecia. Never heard of her. All right.
That's the name of the girl you tried to have sex with. So yeah, I get that. Man should have been thrown out.
Should have been removed. I don't care if it's Will Smith. I don't care if it's Barack Obama.
Yeah, it's a little aggressive. Yeah. It's a little aggressive. Tom Cruise even. You got to get tossed.
Well, you give Tom the... No, I'm just kidding.
Tom's allowed to slap anyway.
Even with Chris Rock, Tom would be reaching up to slap him. You know what I mean? Yeah, Will Smith is also... I mean, I hate to throw this in, but because I'm a big guy. And I don't think that should matter whether you're starting a conflict with somebody. Mm-hmm. But Chris Rock is not a big, imposing dude, and Will Smith is.
Yeah.
So to go up there and get physical with him...
When Hancock is smacking Chris Rock, it's a different story.
Trained to be Muhammad Ali.
Yeah,
You don't forget those.
No, my man knows a way how to throw a
And
punch.
he even like his left hand came across when his right hand came
Yeah,
that way, and it's
yeah.
like that's like a boxing thing, right?
Yeah,
there.
he smacked him. So a legit smack should have been removed. Physically assaulting somebody, man, I'm staunchly opposed to it. I find it to be it's abhorrent behavior. I will say this though, and I know this sounds, it kind of sucks because if that didn't happen, people would be talking about the awards, right?
Yeah, nobody knows shit this year.
Right. Nobody knows shit about anything. The hosting outside of the smack, man, it was fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I watched the Oscars. I thought Wanda Sykes and Amy Schumer, great job. Okay. I legitimately enjoyed. Listen, as a comedian, you're going to be more critical.
Sure.
And some stuff didn't land. Whatever. But to do the Oscars, this is the thing. No comedian wants to host the Oscars. I'm saying that right now.
Yeah.
They don't. Because you have to make a bunch of people laugh that are worried. You have to make a bunch of actors.
Yeah.
And people who work in the business, you have to entertain them while the entire time they're thinking, is my life's work going to be recognized tonight?
Yeah.
That's the only thing on their mind.
That and just how do I look when the cameras pan onto me?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Am I laughing too hard?
The most self-conscious people in existence,
Right.
and you're supposed to go up and make light of them.
And the fact that these people are doing that, making that attempt, it's difficult as hell. So when the three hosts, Wanda Sykes, Amy Schumer, and Regina Hall, they did a great job. I enjoyed the hell out of it, man. And I know not a lot of people watched the actual Academy Awards. And why would they, right? The ratings go down every year.
Yep.
And more people have not watched it. Next year, I'll tell you this much, ratings going to be through the roof.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
People have said that. People are like, maybe it was staged. I know you're not saying that it was staged, but people are like, maybe it was staged. And I go, well, then why? And they go, because the ratings have been so bad for years. I'm like, first of all, Chris Rock is a legendary comedian.
No.
You're not going to get a stand-up comedian, to mess with his image like that in that sort of a way for a paycheck. Like, even if that's what you think in your head at the end of the day.
To sell more. The guy, Chris Rock,
he's already selling out.
He's doing a tour with Kevin Hart. They'll move tickets.
Yeah, they'll move. They'll be fine. You know
People are
what I
like, well, ticket sales have increased. I'm like, they were going to be fine either way.
Yeah. And also the idea that like, well, next year everyone's going to be watching. It's like, why? You think it's going to be a fucking WrestleMania next year or something?
Like,
it's going to be
they're pulling a steel cage down on the stage. They're now presenting for best documentary. You know what I mean? Like, it's nuts.
If they just made it a little more wilder, I'm not saying violent, but like, what's the award? There's one award show specifically where it seems like they all get drunk. It's for themselves, kind of. It's very much like actor-y run.
I don't know what that one is.
But that's the one where
the
like
MTV Awards used to be fun.
I used to love those, dude.
Right.
Growing up, the Video Music Awards and the Movie Awards on MTV, every year I looked forward to it.
Right. Same.
Yeah.
Same, yeah. They were fun. They were a little more, now they've become too award show-esque.
Right, right.
So the rest of people that are out there, like people who are hosting these award shows, it's not a gig you want to do. You'll do it because a lot of people watch it, but it's not a fun gig by any stretch of the imagination. So Wanda Sykes and Amy Schumer did a really good job. And Regina Hall, not even a comedian.
Who is she?
She's an actress. And this is the thing. As somebody who watched the entire Oscars beginning to end, held her goddamn own. Yeah. And that was fun too. It was like, man, these people are really trying. And the one thing that really wasn't talked about and it really affects me the most is the amount of joy that I received, sheer, utter pleasure in knowing that Licorice Pizza got no awards.
Yeah, I didn't know that was true. Did you see it?
I did see the movie.
You did see it. I'm surprised you saw it.
Dina suggested it.
That makes sense.
Absolutely.
I saw it.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to love it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
You liked it.
I liked it. I don't think it deserved to win anything.
Last episode with Dennis Rooney. Thank you. I'm going to tell you right now, one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
One of the worst movies you've ever seen.
One of the worst movies I've ever seen. The movie I walked out on, by the way, bring it back, Heart's War with Colin Farrell and Bruce Willis. I walked in with 222s of Bud Ice, had them, drinking them during the movie, getting nice and turned up. Nothing is happening in this movie. I'm fucked up. The bar for entertainment is rather low.
I've never watched that one.
Yeah, it sucked. But the movie, and I didn't think, the only reason I didn't walk out during Licorice Pizza is because I was with my girlfriend.
Because you were with your girlfriend.
Yeah, other than that, I would have walked out. That movie blew. Paul Thomas Anderson, it's 3 full hours of him jerking off on screen.
PTA, that's not my opinion.
Whatever.
I'll be in anything you want me to be in.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I didn't think. Listen, it was definitely. I'll say this: real white people shit.
Absolutely.
Real corny white people shit.
100%.
But I
And the guy doing the Asian accent.
Well, it's
meant to be funny.
Well, it's real.
Yes.
That is Paul Thomas Anderson is married to Anna Gasteyer. Is that who she is?
Maya Rudolph.
Maya Rudolph. Excuse me. And Maya Rudolph, her parents, I believe, is where that story came from. It was like they shared stories of racism in the industry from the 70s. So like, you want to say like that's overtly bad? It's drawn from truth.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, so what's the thing here? They're saying that guys would
racism is funny.
Yeah, man, listen,
sometimes.
Yeah, not here. And it's not like, oh, you just didn't get it. No, I get it. I get what it's doing.
I thought it was funny. I thought those parts were funny.
Man, that part sucked too.
I mean, you could see the wife cringing, being like, I can't believe that he's doing this.
I get it.
I'm not saying you don't get it. I just think I thought it was funny.
It's just sucked.
You were also very offended that the cab driver in Deadpool was an Indian. Yeah,
because, man, I'm not upset that Indians are cab drivers. I want to make this very fucking clear.
Don't threaten me on camera.
I want to make something very fucking... I don't give a shit that cab drivers are Indians. Indian people are cab drivers. I see it all the fucking time.
But they're not just cab drivers.
Yeah, fine. Sometimes they run call centers.
That's not funny. All right, that's not... How dare you?
Let me tell you. So it's not that. It's that you are pulling... These are bad jokes. You know, that's the other thing. What's his name? Van Wilder. What's the fucking dude?
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. When he played Van Wilder, right? He had Taj, Cal Penn, who played like this hacky,
subservient
trainee. Yeah, man, it reeked of imperialistic horseshit behavior, and I don't even give a fuck about that. But it's so corny that it's just like, what are we watching here? And this guy and Ryan Reynolds, just after Van Wilder, just a string of movies that are like meh. And I liked Green Lantern. I actually enjoyed that movie. I know that movie sucked. I get it. It sucked. I get that.
I enjoyed Van Wilder.
Yeah. Van Wilder.
I was like 12.
No, of course.
But I enjoyed it.
Of course. But then the only time this guy's able to make another hit movie is when he can lean on an Indian dude to be in this movie.
Oh, my God.
Deadpool is literally Van Wilder in tights. That's all it is. It's Van Wilder after college in a world of fantastic, nonsensical behavior. Man, that movie is...
You don't think Ryan Reynolds can make a good film unless it's on the backs of Indians?
Absolutely.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I'm going to tell you right now, the sun never sets on a Ryan Reynolds movie unless it's on the back of an Indian person providing the jokes.
You said imperialistic.
Yeah.
That pleases me.
Well, there we go.
I think that's about it.
That really wraps everything up. That's Bruce's opinion on everything. And I think, as always...
Woof, woof, woof.
Meet me outside.